He asked viewers to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so they could catch his uploads and live streams whenever they happened. He hoped everyone was doing well and reminded them once again to like the video and stay tuned until the end because he had something important to discuss. He explained that he wanted to talk about Cardi B's first day in the assault trial. The woman involved, whose name slipped his mind, was suing Cardi B over an incident that took place back in 2018 at a medical facility in Los Angeles. From hearing the woman's testimony, he felt it reinforced his belief that Cardi B had a problem with Black women. In his words, too often people rush to defend her in the comments, fighting and cheering for her. He thought it was wrong that Cardi's defense team questioned the woman about whether she had a past history of violence or assault. According to him, it was clear Cardi showed a repeated trend of this type of behavior. Since the court ruled that her past actions could not be used against her, he believed the pattern was being overlooked. He pointed out that the case dated back to 2018, before the infamous altercation involving Nicki Minaj's shoe. He emphasized that this trial exposed another example of the same behavior. He then introduced a clip from the courtroom where questions were asked about Cardi allegedly calling the woman racial slurs, spitting at her, and showing blatant disrespect. To him, the situation was shocking and troubling. He then said it was time to play the clip.
When you were at the building and Cardi B exited the elevator on February 24th, 2018, what were the words that she used that were so hurtful?
She used a lot of words, and again, excuse my language, but she was like, you, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna get you fired. That's why you do security. Ah, that's why you do security. Ah, she was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down. Body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs, just a lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Why did you exit the elevator to speak with her after she said what she said?
I wanted to clarify the misunderstanding.
Did you also want her to leave because she was causing a disturbance?
At that time, she was causing a disturbance. She was yelling and screaming, and I did want her to leave.
And as a security guard, were you working there as an extension of the owner to be able to make that kind of call, whether somebody should be told to leave because they're causing a disturbance?
Objection, leading Life Foundation, calls for legal quick listening.
Could you repeat the question, please?
I'm going to ask you a different question. Did the landlord hire you as a security guard to protect its building?
Yes.
Life Foundation.
Overall. And did you do that?
Yes.
For how long?
For about 4 years.
During those 4 years, did you ever have a problem with anybody else?
Never.
Not one time?
Not as far as I can remember, no. Not a perfect employee, but a good employee.
Did the defendant take a swing at you?
She did.
When she took a swing at you, it didn't hit your body, correct?
No.
Did the defendant use her fingernails to cut your face?
She did.
As a result of the cut to your face, did you have to see 2 different plastic surgeons?
Yes.
Did you undergo plastic surgery?
I did.
The clip, he said, was clear proof that Cardi had spit in the woman's face, put her hands near her, hurled insults, and even body shamed her. To him, the situation was completely unacceptable. He pointed out that, in his view, Cardi never directed this kind of aggression toward Hispanic or Latina women, only toward Black women. Each time these stories resurfaced, he noticed the same pattern, and he couldn't ignore how troubling that was. At the same time, he admitted that when listening to the woman's testimony, there were a few gaps in her story that left questions. He wasn't sure where the case might ultimately land. Still, if Cardi had actually cut the woman's face or committed the actions alleged in the lawsuit, he believed she should be held accountable and made to pay damages. To him, accountability was what mattered, and the ruling should reflect the truth of what happened. He also noted that while some people online had been dismissing the trial, one Twitter user suggested it was nothing more than a publicity stunt for Cardi's upcoming album. He disagreed strongly with that take, explaining this kind of controversy was not the type of attention any artist would want. He admitted he wasn't sure how TikTok would handle this situation, but he predicted that people would keep fueling the conversation about Cardi B's disrespect toward Black women. He mentioned that he had been pointing it out for a while, and now the topic was gaining traction and becoming louder. Still, he explained why he didn't believe the trial was just for show. In his view, if this were a publicity stunt, Cardi would be spending her time promoting her album rather than sitting in a courtroom. This case was eating up her time and energy, time that could have gone into building hype for her music. He added that while Cardi probably had people who could post or tweet on her behalf, the situation still drained her focus. Then, he shifted to what he believed was the real reason for her frustration, her new song, ImaginaryPlayers. He broke down the numbers, saying the track had been out for 10 days, since the previous Friday, and on Spotify it had only pulled 81,830 streams worldwide the day before. To him, that was shockingly low for someone considered a major star. He stressed that Cardi had always been backed by Atlantic, with industry support pushing her forward, but she hadn't truly proven herself as an artist. He said she had never gone on tour and had relied too much on the machine behind her. Now, with weaker numbers, she could only blame her team. He pointed out that during a Twitter space, Cardi admitted she felt dogpiled and targeted. In his opinion, it wasn't hate. It was simply that the song flopped. He still gave her credit for the video, praising its production quality, but reminded her that investing heavily in visuals couldn't cover up weak numbers. He pointed out how much money had been poured into the single. The sample alone had cost a fortune, and in his view, the label had taken a major financial loss. A sample as iconic as the one in ImaginaryPlayers should have sent waves through hip-hop, sparking excitement and pulling listeners in. Instead, it failed to make the impact expected. The song had only managed 81,000 streams on its 10th day, a figure he compared to the performance of a track that had been out for years, not a brand new release. That, he believed, was the real reason Cardi B was upset. He also highlighted that conversations were circulating online about Cardi's attitude leading up to the release of ImaginaryPlayers. To him, her behavior before the drop didn't match the energy of someone confident in their work. He told viewers he wanted to dig into that as well. Before moving further, he directed them to watch Cardi B's demeanor during her Apple interview, which took place right as the single was released and before the first-day streaming numbers were revealed. He then set up the clip for his audience.
Female rappers, but for some reason it's something about me that like these bitches can't stand. They can't fuck with me. They're on this class right now. They're sophomores and I'm a senior, and it's like you want to fuck with the you want to fuck with the senior so bad. Like you think you here with the senior, you're not even a junior. You need to worry about them other sophomores before you start worrying about here, the fucking senior. But it's something about it that is like they can't even focus on them. They got to focus on me. And they always got to focus on throwing me shots and throwing me slings. No matter if you're a sophomore or in motherfucking college, it's me. Avoid the disses, avoid the bitches, avoid the talks. It's like that shit is dying. That's dying out in me. Like I'm really about to show you, you and I me. Like the cockiness is like being born again. Imagine being in your crib, right? You're going through so much shit. Like you got like fucking writer's block. You have all these problems going on. Then a bitch starts with you, and it's like, all right, bitch, I can get to you at that moment, but I'm gonna get to you now, and you're gonna get it on my time as well.
He mocked the arrogance he believed Cardi B had shown, saying that arrogance often led to flashy music videos paired with flop songs. To him, this was exactly the case with Cardi. He recalled how, just 10 minutes before ImaginaryPlayers was released, she was on Live Acting Bold saying, "Don't ask about me. Don't talk about me. I ain't the dangerous game. Don't ask about me." He found the moment ironic and amusing, pointing out that clips of it were already spreading online. To him, the contrast between her cocky energy before the release and the song's underwhelming performance made the situation even more laughable.
And let me tell you something, you bitches is not my fucking equal. Don't ask about me, don't think about me, don't fucking we in the same category, no fucking nothing. I don't give a fuck if we from the same hood. I don't give a fuck if we the same age. I don't give a fuck if we think alike. I don't give a fuck we fuck the same niggas before. I don't give a fuck we fucking the same. We is not the fucking same. Don't ask about me. Don't think of me. Don't have the audacity. You fucking dumb bitch. I could motherfucking buy you.
He assumed that many of the dissies she had thrown out came during her appearance on Zaylo's show. Speaking on Zaylo himself, he pointed out that the host was neutral, which meant he wasn't going to challenge Cardi directly, and would instead play it safe. He said he listened carefully to her interview, where she spoke about experiencing writer's block. However, he noted that this was not something she brought up on her own. Zaylo had introduced the idea, and she simply ran with it. To him, the claim was laughable. He questioned how she could talk about writer's block when most of her songs weren't even written by her. Until partisan Fontaine Jordan Thorpe stopped appearing in her credits, he argued, there was no point in claiming creative struggle. He felt she was using the line to appear more authentic, as though she were genuinely crafting her work when, in his eyes, she wasn't. He admitted it must sting when someone writes material for her, and she delivers it with confidence, only to watch it flop in real time. Her pre-release attitude, "Don't think about me, don't talk about me," was met with disappointing streaming numbers that forced reality to hit hard. He called the results staggering. He then mentioned that many Cardi B fans stalked his videos and tried to provoke him on X, but he never responded. In his mind, their obsession showed that they were tuned in to what he was saying, even if they didn't like his message. He insisted that nothing about his criticism was fake. If it were, he said, they would already be trying to sue him. He explained that he didn't need to flatter Cardi B to make a point. In his view, ImaginaryPlayers had flopped despite its beautifully shot video. This, he argued, was the exact reason so many believed music videos no longer carried the same weight. A polished, expensive production didn't rescue the track, because, at the end of the day, people simply didn't connect with the music itself. He repeated that no matter how glamorous the visuals were, they couldn't mask a weak song. He stressed that this wasn't 2018 anymore. Back then, flashy aesthetics might have carried a release, but audiences had moved past that. Even attempts like showing off her stomach to spark attention hadn't improved the numbers. Streams still sank. He then shifted back to the courtroom drama, asking his audience to consider Cardi B being exposed for the things she allegedly did. To the black woman involved in the case, pointing in her face, mocking her job as a security guard, body-shaming her, spitting on her, and using racial slurs. To him, this was proof of karma. He argued that while Cardi often went online to praise how blessed she was and mention God, her actions didn't align with the message she preached. God doesn't like ugly, he said, repeating it firmly. Before signing off, he invited viewers to leave their thoughts in the comments about the situation, promised he'd return with more updates soon, and closed with a quick farewell.